course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low or this low, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count, and what you speaking to me for? Yeah, I just took the floor, ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign, tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion, they can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan, Dylan, Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our court. And I just made the call, we gon' start another war. Yeah.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. Take ground, my soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We would not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem, tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just send the prayer up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race to make merchandise out of my abuse. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take round, take round, take round. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth, nigga, cool yo. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that mean you could never prevail. Hey, with a true sit, hey, when warriors dwell. Be wise with them weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know two things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my octave gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that mean? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one west. Say what? Long live one west. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for
way above average. Offense taste. Told him make me an apple. Telling me how them crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Cause stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tantrums. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Hate me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, this be actually really hard.
UPK shit, South Coast shit, man. Shout out Bar Dog, Tennessee, up the business. Get the money, hey. I know the fuck going on out there, motherfucker, man. Hey.
Get the money, nigga. Taste the paper, bitch. Keep all of your morals, never slave for shit. Ice up on my wrist. Yeah, I'm hood rich. I don't give a fuck about to get pop quick. Yeah, I'm on that shit. Yeah, I'm in the town. Niggas talking about that G, but now they come around. Can't even come around. Yeah, I'm up, nigga. Man, fuck all of these hoes, get the bucks, bitch. I'm a young rich nigga, I ain't tryna flex. You can tell I'm cold by the ice around my neck. Straight up VVS, I charge you, boy, you wanna test. I don't get no shot up by a nigga or a bitch. Boy, I love the life I live, cause a nigga keep it real. Nigga freshly hell, take that drip, but get your spill. I ain't little flip, getting pimped up out of his. I'm a straight G-Do, getting paper like a miso. That's that South Coast stain if you tryna hang. You be catered by the bang, boy, we rep the same. Nigga tryna talk, but we rep that murder game. Get your ass pop, ain't nothing to a G. All up, bitches wanna fuck, but hell nah, I don't pay no fee. Bitches lead 2G, got that ice, I make you sneeze. All these niggas lame as hell, can't even come around me. Bitches South Coast, South Carolina, bitch, I'm styling, yeah.
Really no demons get control of me. No money get the best of me. No bitches getting up over me. I'm putting the work, both of my hands dirty, for real. I learned from the OGs, I'm a young nigga, but I'm a certified priest, and not from Tennessee. In this minute-turn that I gotta keep my heat. You should play it safe, and we gon' play with keys. For real.
Nigga name is Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be the try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK shoot solid. I ain't the one. Warfare. BK suit solid, fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my bitches really get set up. Bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, but here fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day. So who is you, bitch? AR-223, Draco with a magazine. Yeah, the clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen, boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road, boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UBK play for keys, nigga. Commanding general get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stalking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, here fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day. So who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood or hood more than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 we gon' be on one nigga in the end time, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said so.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place
You mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me.
And I called on the Lord. I said, that Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law.
Shalom, Yahbashim Shabakatam to the brothers. Shalom, Shahabashim Salakia. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Ilatam Hashem. Yahweh sisters. Shalom, Shahabashim. I know the volume's working. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Hope the Lord is blessing you and getting these demons out your life. You know what I'm saying? And basically getting us closer to building this kingdom. You understand? Tonight is the Wednesday law class brought to you by yours truly, Officer Lamawad, ISUPK Dallas. First of all, this is the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and we are all under Commanding General Yohana. Tonight's class should be a enlightening class, I guess, especially for my Christians out there that love to give all of these traditional sayings of men and these half scriptures, these half truths. One thing you learn in the Christian church is that you can tell the truth without telling, or you can tell a lie without telling the truth at the same time, and vice versa. What do I mean by that? If you don't ask the right questions, the person never lied to you. You understand? Meaning I can give you part of the truth, but if I don't give you all of it, you'll never know it was actually a lie. So when you find out it's a lie, right? When you find out it's a lie and you go back and confront the person, like, I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you the whole story. You didn't ask me about that, right? But that's Christianity in a nutshell. Part truth, part lie. Obey some of the law, obey none of the law. You see what I mean? It's a mixture. And if you don't watch it, you'll get caught up in that. So that's why the Lord put the priests and prophets on the earth, the men from the ISUPK, to give you the full truth. Like they say when you get arrested or when you go to the court for the judge, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? Well, here's the truth right here. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Understand? All right. Tonight we're just gonna run through some pretty basic things. Not too hard to understand, but I am gonna be dealing with Paul and something you need to know about Paul is his writings can be hard to understand. Now, that's not my words, that's Peter's words. Peter said, if you can't even understand me, you ain't gonna understand Paul, basically. I paraphrased that, all right? But first things first, let's turn to Psalms 19 and 7, because we need to get some understanding before we get to delving in this. Come in, man, it's open. So we're going to Psalms 19 and 7. And Psalms 19 and 7, that's a slack. Hold on. Shalom Shmakatah. Psalms 19 and 7, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple, right? So what we understand here is the law is perfect. The law converts the soul, right? Give me 1 second. Man. Let me just go ahead and fill that up. All right, so the law of the Lord is perfect. It converts the soul, meaning what? Converts your mind. Convert your mind from all the wicked, lustful things that your body wants to do, your sinful flesh wants to do, right? So it's about taking control of your mind to take control of your flesh, because that's what we deal with every day. Every day we fight our flesh that wants to sin, which ultimately is you. So that's the war with the spirit and the flesh. All right. But the law of the Lord is perfect. So if you just obey the law of the Lord, everything will be all right, because those are his ways and not your ways. And you can't get caught up in that. All right. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. So basically, if you do these commandments, is what the Lord is saying. If you do these commandments, then you'll have his spirit on you. So his testimony stands true. All right. It'll make wise the simple, because why? Because you're going to have a different mindset about you, and you're going to do what the Lord says to do and not what you think is right. All right. Let me see. That was 7, verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. Because you begin to see things differently. You're not of the world anymore. So now you're going to see the world for what it really is. You're going to see all the evil, wicked things. Listen, if you come into this school and you come into the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments, and you start doing them, and you go out to these clubs afterwards, things going to look totally different to you. You're going to see every wicked, abominable thing that you never noticed before. You're going to be able to point it out. It's the light of your eyes, right? It's you shining light on all these evil things. 1 second. Right. Let's get the precept for that. Because a lot of Christians will try to say, you can't be perfect. Here in the UPK, we'll tell you you are an absolute lie for saying that. An absolute lie. You can be perfect. I just showed you where the law is perfect. So if the law is perfect, then by proxy, somebody that keeps the law has to be what? Perfect. Just that simple. If you can't understand that, then maybe you shouldn't be worshiping the Lord. I don't know what else to tell you. Because It's right there in plain, well, now in plain English, was in the Hebrew. I'll read that again, 19:7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. So that is the beginning right there. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go to Matthew 5:48. Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. And that's going to read, and these are Christ's words. You understand? It's in red, if you can see that. So these are Christ's words. So who am I to believe? Some Christian off the street, some pork chop eating pastor, some first lady that don't want to hear nothing from nobody because she thinks she knows it all? No, I'm going to believe Mashiach Yahushua, whom we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? And this is Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So that's out of Christ's own mouth. So if you want to say you can't keep the law, then you're basically antichrist. We just gonna be real with it. You're antichrist if you say you can't keep the law. Now, when we talk about keeping the law, a lot of people try to bring up it's over 600 and something, which is true. But that doesn't mean they all pertain to you. Some for women, some for men, some for children. A lot to do with agriculture. There's a law of a husband. There's law for a widow. There's many different things. There's a dietary law, a menstrual law. There's all kinds of different aspects to the law. So you got to understand that. So in order to obey the law, you just got to find what pertains to you, what does not pertain to you, and make sure that you keep what pertains to you, right? And then if you're married, if you're a man, you have a wife, then you are making sure that she's sticking to the law, and vice versa. She's making sure you stick to the law. Why? Not because it's the law. Let me say that again. Not because it's the law, right? Why? Why do we keep it? Hot Design, since you here, man, why do we keep the law? I know I just
keep the law
uh,
in order to prove our loyalty to the Most High.
I mean that is part of it. That is part of it. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but there's more to it. Do you know what that is? Anybody online know why we keep the law? And I'm gonna give you the scripture and it'll become obvious to you, but
Because we're instructed to.
the law is the instructions.
Right.
The law is the instruction, right? But that's not why we keep the Christ, like that's what Christ was trying to get across to everybody when he was on the scene. Is the reason you keep the law. Because before we were under the law, right?
Right.
So we live by the law, fearing the punishment of the law. That's what it means to live under the law. You're scared of the punishment, right? But Christ came to show us how to live by the spirit of the law. But in living by the spirit of the law, why do we keep the law? If anybody online has an answer, let me know. You got it?
Right. To follow the example of Christ, to show.
You're on it. You just got to simplify it. Just simplify. What do Christians say a lot?
I love the Most High.
Okay, you said the word.
Oh, to show our love for the Most High.
Right, which is 1 John 5:3. Right, for this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. So it's that simple. That's why we keep the law, to show our love for the Lord. That's simple. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's move on and let's go to Luke. We're gonna go to Luke 16, and I believe I'm gonna start at 15. Luke chapter 16, and let's start at no. I'm still in Matthew. Luke chapter 15, chapter 16, and I think I'm gonna start at 15. All right. So this is Christ, and he's talking to the Pharisees. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men, right? Because like the pastors today, they justify themselves before men. You know, they try to show themselves righteous before men. And it's all for status, clout, whatever else you may want to say, you know. But the truth is, it's not for the Lord. Just like we just got through saying that the love of God is that we keep His commandments. So they're not showing love for the Most High God. Why? Because they're telling the people to keep the law, but they themselves are not keeping the law. But they'll try to make it seem like to the people that they just doing, you know, all the righteous things. And Christ had to call them out. Just like men and the women of the ISUPK, we call out these pork chop pastors because all they're doing is taking your money. They're not giving you the truth. They're not telling you the truth. But here in the ISUPK, we give you the truth, whether you want the truth or like the truth or not. It's just that simple because we're commanded to show our people their transgressions. If you know you're to keep the law, you are commanded to show your people their transgressions, whatever those transgressions may be. And transgressions are sins because sin is transgression of the law. All right. And that's defined by the Bible. All right. Let me keep going. This is Luke 16, and I'm in 15. Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but God knoweth your heart. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of God. So when you think that you doing all these good things and you're impressing all these people, especially you like we some of us like to impress people of high status or what we believe is high status because they have a title, they have money and prestige and all of that. When the Lord says it's an abomination in my sight, like like it's almost like the Lord looks at you and wants to throw up because I mean he sees you running up behind this person, trying to impress this person, when who you should be trying to impress is the Most High God. You should be trying to impress him with how much you try to, or not even try, how much you do the law, statutes, and commandments. How much you put the work in, like the men and the women of the ISUPK, you know. Because I commend these brothers that I serve with, that they do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And we do it even when we don't want to. We still do it. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just what we do. All right. Verse 16. The law and the prophets were until John. Since that time, the kingdom of God is preached, and every man passeth into it. Right? Verse 17. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. So anytime you have a Christian or anybody, atheist, whatever, saying you don't have to keep the law, just remember that Christ said this right here. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. So it's easier for this world to be gone and wiped out than it is for one small thing in the law to pass away, right? To fail. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna believe Christ's words. I'm not gonna believe some Christian, that pulled up in a Mercedes. What is it? A Mercedes Jeep, you know, with all kinds of fine clothes and all that type of stuff, and try to convince me I don't have to keep the law. Now, if you're a carnal-minded person, you'll see all these things and be like, "Well, surely the Lord is blessing them. Look at all this stuff they got, right?" But that's you getting caught up in the carnality of things, right? Because the Lord don't care about all these trinkets. And I just say it like that. Like, think of a Mercedes truck, right? Mercedes truck, I don't know, 150,000, something like that. Do you really think the Lord, who created all things, gives a F about a Mercedes truck? He don't. We do, right? We do because we're carnal. And so we want those things. But these are the things you have to resist. Because why? Not because it's wrong to have a Mercedes truck. You can have a Mercedes truck. Nobody's saying you can't, right? Or a Hummer or whatever your heart pleases. But the thing about it is your heart, which is your mind. Wanting and having these things can pull your mind away from the Lord, right? Just like the Lord tried to warn Solomon by marrying all those wives of other nations, right? Not because he was marrying multiple wives, because he warned him that they would take him away from the Lord. And they did exactly that and had him worshiping other gods. And that's what the anger of the Lord came from, right? And so that's the same thing with this. I'm going to read Luke 16 and 16 again, or no, 16 and 17 again, just so it'll hit home with you. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. So the law is going to be here forever. Even when we're not here, the law will still stand. So them Christians that try to tell you, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Yeah, I had a Christian tell me one time that I was forgiven for my past sins, my present sins, and my future sins. So I was forgiven for sins that I wasn't even gonna make yet. Like, how crazy is that? So basically telling me I can just do whatever I want to do at that point. That's basically what you're saying when you say that. Like you just got a open invitation to just do whatever you want to do. Now I was in California at the time when this, and it was a devil that came up to me and told me this. And the way California is, Salakia to my brothers and sisters that's in California, but the way California is, I can see them having that mindset that their future sins is already forgiven because they do some buck wild things in California. Now, don't get me wrong. Texas gets down. But Cali, some of y'all just don't care out there. So I can see how he would tell me something like that. I wasn't even in the truth with all of that. Me not even being in the truth at that time, I still knew that was off. I was young. I think I was like, I had to be like 20, 21. And even then, I still knew that was off. You telling me my future sins that I ain't even done is forgiven? Like, yeah, man, get away from me with that. Even back then, I was like, get away from me with that, because that's off as hell. But let's keep on going there. So I was 17, verse 18, and I'm in the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 18. Whosoever putteth away his wife and marrieth another committeth adultery, and whosoever marrieth her that is put away from her husband committeth adultery. Let's think about this for a second, because I know some of y'all gonna say, see there, you can only have one wife. You can't put away, and that's the key. It's the operative phrase there, put away. Meaning, if I have a wife and I go get another wife, right? I can't just discard this wife. I can't just now say, well, I got another wife. She look better than you. You know what I'm saying? She younger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what would I want you for? You can't do that, man. You can't do that. And as a man of the Lord, any man in here, you can't even respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, you can't respect that because that's just not what a man does, right? You chose this woman. She chose you. Y'all came together. Y'all probably had children together. Time has passed. You've gotten older. She's gotten older. Whatever may have happened in those years to make you not see her, so that's a you problem. It's a you issue. It's the same person. If she's anything because you had children, you caused that as a man. You see what I'm saying? You caused that. And for you to even think that you can just up and get rid of somebody because you go get something younger, because says that's what you have to do. Yeah, the Christian church does say that. Because the Christian church wants you in sin. Christian church wants you to serve, to be an antichrist. Christian church wants you to do any abominable thing against the Lord, knowingly or unknowingly, right? A lot of our so-called black churches, they unknowingly do these things, right? They don't know. They're just doing what they've been taught. They just doing traditions of men is what they're doing. But back to the wife thing. This is why I say for all you young men or older men, I want you to understand, I want you to listen to me closely. Do not come into the ISUPK if all you want is multiple wives. Do not come in here, right? Because we will expose you. And why do we say that? Because you come in there to serve the Most High God. That's who you come in here to serve, right? That's what you come in here to do. Now, in that, understand this. Not every man is built to have multiple wives. They're not. You want me to point out to you how you probably shouldn't have multiple wives? I'm not going to tell you can't have multiple wives. I'm going to tell you why you probably shouldn't have multiple wives. Why am I saying this? Lamawad, at this point in time, is not a man for multiple wives. Why do I say that? Why do I say I have one and I have 3 children, right? I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna say it like that. I am good. I don't. Do you know what kind of thing you're gonna put yourself through? You have got to be a manager, right? A supervisor. You have got to be able to have all kinds, as they say, hats that you wear, right? Don't be a child with this truth, right? Don't be immature with this truth. The first thing you need to do is be truthful with yourself. If you having problems in your one marriage, you can't solve it by going and getting another marriage. You're going to have the same problems, just a different woman. Why? I always solve it in a math equation, right? It's very simple. In a math equation, you have variables and you have constants, right? Is that right, Hatazan? I ain't took math in a long time, right? You have variables and constants, right? So if you keep changing the variable, which would be the women, but you keep coming to the same wrong answer, right? It's not your variable. It's the constant, which is you. You're the constant, right? You're the common denominator. So what you got to change is you. You know how you change that? Law, statutes, and commandments. Learn from the men at ISUPK. Learn these law, statutes, and commandments on how to treat your wife, how to deal with your wife, what to do in different situations. That's what General Macchiato was saying, what you see before some of our videos, when he says, we'll tell you when and who to marry, you know what I'm saying? When and how to sleep with them, right? Because these are in the Bible. So again, men, I implore you, don't come into the UPK if you think that's, I want multiple wives. You want multiple wives, you can't pay your rent. You want multiple wives, but your wife about to come upside your head right now. So you got one wife, you can't handle that one. Can't handle that one, man. Some of us men are too emotional to have multiple wives. I'm gonna speak truth, right? I'm gonna give you this work. If you want to, some of us are too emotional as men to have multiple wives. You know what that is? You're just an effeminate man with women. And it'll never work. It'll never work. In everything that we do, there's always resistance, whether it be electricity, water and wind, anything like that. So you have a male, you have a female, opposites of each other. You cannot be emotional as a man. You cannot. You have to learn to be even keel with those emotions. Be able to manage those emotions like you manage that relationship, like you manage that household. You got to be able to do that. That's just like you come in here and you be a priest and prophet of the Lord. You got to be able to manage the church. You can't manage men when you can't even manage your wife and kids. And you want to go get another one because you having problems with this one, you got the wrong mindset. Let's move on. So you can't put away your wife if you get another wife. That's verse 18 in Luke chapter 16. Verse, you know what? We're going to stop right there on that one because I don't want to get into Lazarus and all of that. Let's hop over to Romans chapter 7. We're going to start at 1. Romans chapter 7, start at 1. And the multiple wives thing, I just brought that out because that's a law. Now, for y'all Christians out there that say we can't have multiple wives, then why is there a law telling me I can't put away the first one? You gonna have to explain yourself. Explain yourself. What I said, Romans chapter 7. We're gonna start at verse 1. We gonna you look when you come into the ISUPK, or if you just passing through online or whatever, you're gonna get this work. It's just plain and simple. Because we ain't in the half truth telling or lie telling business, right? We just gonna give it to you for what it is. Now, my women out there, a lot of men need your help. A lot of men need your help. Why? Because they need someone to show them that they're a man. Now, what do I mean by that? Meaning, women have an innate ability to see a man that's a man, and a boy that's a boy. Am I wrong to any of my women that's online? Am I wrong in that? Women know when they're dealing with a man and they know when they're dealing with a boy. But women also know how to encourage a man that he starts poking his chest out, that he feels confident in what he's doing. You know, a man is still supposed to be confident and conduct himself as a man. But you put a strong woman, and when I mean a strong woman, I mean a woman that sets herself up like the Lord says, set herself up, and she embraces it. That man is gonna work so hard that he's gonna bust through walls. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna make things happen. A lot of women don't understand the power that they have. You know what I mean? They really don't. It's the way in which you approach a man that dictates how that conversation is gonna go. If you have a problem with what a man does or what you want to get out of him, some women approach it the wrong way and it's just an argument, where other women approach it the right way and get everything that they ask for. So, but hey, I'm Lumberwide. I don't, I'm just a man. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've only been here, 48 years at this point? Well, 49. Since I don't celebrate birthdays anymore, and I've been doing that for quite a few years now. I done kind of lost track. But these grays, I got these grays in my beard. They remind me every day. You know what I'm saying? And I wake up and something hurts all the time now. All All right. This is Romans chapter 7. We're going to start in verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. So Peter's telling you, the law got dominion over you for as long as you live. So where is this? The law is done away with. Because this is Peter now. I mean, not Peter, this is Paul now. Christ is gone. For all my so-called Christians out there, they nailed it to the cross. But here's Paul saying, what did he say? For I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. And he's asking the question, don't you know this? Like I'm asking y'all, don't you know this? The law has dominion over you, right? Verse 2, for the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. Wait. Hold on. Hot design. What did I just read in Luke about a husband and his wife?
That a man couldn't abandon his wife.
Right. He can't put her away if he do what?
If he finds another woman.
If he finds another woman. If you find another woman, you can't put. Now I'm in Romans, which is after Luke, right? And Paul is saying right here in verse 2 of Romans chapter 7, for the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. Does that sound like if he tired of her, he can get rid of her? He can get a bill of divorce? That sound like she locked in. She locked in. But before that, in Luke, it said, if I get another wife, I can't put the old one away. So guess what? They both my wife. And guess what? Here in Romans is telling you they both are bound to me for life. For life. This ain't no bill of divorce. All right? But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So we know there's a law of a husband, right? The husband dies, the wife is no longer under that law. She is free to go marry. Plain and simple. Verse 3. So then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. Why? She slept with another man. That's why she's married to another man. Understand this. If you have sex with a woman, she is now your wife. It does not matter if you've had some kind of ceremony. Does not matter if you got a marriage certificate. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is if you've had sex with her. Once you have sex with her, she is your wife in the eyes of God. All right? So if that wife goes and sleeps with another man after she has slept with you, she has committed adultery in the eyes of God. This is a law. Understand this law. All right? She shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Husband die, you can go sleep with another man, and you're free of that law. All right? Very simple work. All right? Verse 4. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Christ. Right? How do we become dead to the law? By the body of Christ. Because when Christ died, he washed us of all the wicked things we had done. We had no atonement for sin. before Christ, because God had stopped dealing with us. He had done away with the sacrificial law. So we had no way to atone for our sins, right? But when Christ came and shed his blood for the sins we were in, not no future sins, not no I sin and then I run back, forgive me, Lord. No. He washed us of those sins we were in. So now we're dead to the law, right? By the body of Christ, right? That ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto God. So now he's giving you a chance to bring good fruit to God, right? To bear good fruit, because your fruit was bad, but he plucked that all away. It's like pruning a tree. So now you can grow. All right, verse 5. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sin, so like the motions of sins which were by the law did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. Why? Because we were giving in to everything our body wanted. You wanted drugs, you went and got drugs. You wanted to sleep with a bunch of women, you went and slept with a bunch of women, right? You didn't keep those women, so now they're adulteresses, and you're a whoremonger, right? As a man. What else? You wanted to eat abominable foods, so you ate abominable foods because your body wanted it. You drank in excess, you're a drunkard, right? That's your members to bring forth fruit unto death, because all of this is going to bring you to death. You drink too much, become an alcoholic, you later die of liver cancer. You later die of liver failure. You get caught up in a car crash, because you were drunk driving. That's death. You see what I'm saying? That is death. You're not dying in old age or anything like that. So that's death. All right. Verse 6. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness. Let me stop right there. So you delivered from the law, right? It says that being dead wherein we were held. You might know what that means. Hot design, you know what that means? You need me to repeat it? This is verse 6. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held. Why were we held there? Why are we dead in the law and we're held there? Or we were.
Right. So being in the law is, or under the law is being directly under its punishment. It's like you commit a crime and you are immediately punished for said crime. Since we're under grace currently, which is a period of time we have to get our stuff together and come back to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
What it means by we are held under it is we're still under the law. We still have to follow the law.
Mm-hmm.
But because we've been given enough time to get our stuff together, we won't suffer the punishment for those sins immediately.
I get what you're saying. That doesn't pertain to this, right? Let me help you out. So when it says that being dead wherein we were held, right? You were being held dead there. You want to try it again? We were being held dead. Key word is held. If anybody knows, please answer. But you're being held dead in sin? How are you being held there?
Oh, being held dead. It's being held dead. It's, um, you were unknowledgeable of the law.
Mm.
Hell. Sought down laws.
All right. You were being held there because you had no atonement. You see what I'm saying? So you sin, right? But you have no way of saying you're sorry. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you're just held in that sin. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. So like if you steal something from somebody, there's a punishment for that, right?
Oh, God.
You can't atone for that to get out of the punishment until Christ came. And then Christ basically released us of that, right? He released us from it so that now it's like, you know what? You need a fresh start. Some of us need a second chance, right? Some of us need a third chance. Some of us need, we need chances as man falls 7 times, right? So Christ came to give us that chance, to give us grace. But until then, we were held in sin. We were held in death. Because if he would have never came, we were going to die. All right? So let's go on. That we should serve in newness of spirit. That's why it's newness of spirit. You have a new spirit on you. Christ now gave you a new spirit to live by, right? And not in the oldness of the letter. So the oldness of the letter is you living under the law, under the letter of the law. You broke this law, what's the punishment for that? Boom, boom, boom. This is what we're going to do to you. If you're an adulteress or an adulterer, stone him. We don't live under that now. Now we live by the spirit of the law, meaning we do it because we love the Lord, like Christ showed us how to love the Lord, which was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And so now you break the law. You have no atonement. We have this grace period to get ourselves right. So now when you come to the truth, you have to move without haste to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, let's keep going. Verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay. So the law is not sin, right? Breaking the law is sin. The law itself is not sin. In Psalms 19 and 7 told you, or the scriptures showed you, that the law is perfect, converting the soul. So the law is perfect. That's not the problem. The problem comes in with us and us wanting to do what we want to do versus what the Lord commands us to do. All right. All right. I had not known sin but by the law. So Paul is telling you he didn't even know sin until it was by the law. Why? Because how do you know you're sinning? Something has to tell you. So if it says don't eat pork, right? Now you know not to eat pork, right? So the law is telling you that ain't good, but you go eat the pork. That's the sin. Because you just went against the law. You just went against God, right? That's simple. Not hard for people to understand. For I had not known lust except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. Paul said, I didn't even know I was lusting. I didn't even know I was lusting until I was shown the law. And now the law told me I should not covet. Now I know I ain't supposed to lust. Paul like, well, damn. All this time, man. All this time I've been doing what I'm doing. Now somebody showed me, hey man, Hey, hey, and I'm putting it plain and simple. Just like a brother or sister would put it to you. Hey man, you ain't supposed to be doing that. You know how somebody give you that look, it be that like disappointed but caring look. Hey man, hey, hey, man, we ain't supposed to be doing that, man. Nah, don't do that, bro. And then we move on. Now, if you do it again, somebody ain't gonna come back with that look. Somebody go, hey man, what the I tell you, bro? That's what you finna get. And that's what the Lord be, that's what the Lord be on. That's what time he be on. Like, didn't I just tell y'all not to do that? You know what? You wicked folks. I ain't even y'all can't even sacrifice to me no more, man. I done had enough. All y'all, like it's like when I burn these incense, man. If it ain't right, if it ain't the right, um, if it ain't the right, what am I trying to say? If it ain't the right smell, it's like, man, hey, man, yeah, don't light another one. I don't even want to smell that. That's how the Lord was when we were sacrificing to him. Why? Because we were sacrificing so much, because we were sinning so much. I mean, just let him know, man, y'all don't really love me. Y'all don't care about me. Yeah, y'all, man, look, y'all just doing whatever the hell y'all want to do, and then y'all want to come and y'all want to put a cow on the grill, basically, and be like, Lord, I'm sorry, my bad. But then next thing I know, it's another bull on the grill the next day. You did the same thing. Man, Lord, I'm sorry, man. My bad, man. Yeah, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, man. We do it all the time. We do it all the time, man. Some of us just have wised up and some of us haven't. You know, it's all right. Sometimes it just ain't your time. But guess what? When you hear it out of my mouth and any other priest and prophet of the Lord, you hear it out their mouth, you better take heed because that's not me. None of this is me talking to you. It's the Lord talking to you. If this convicting you, it's the Lord talking to you. Because why? You convict yourself, not me. I just bring it out. That's it. I just bring it out like I'm told to do. That's why I'm here. That's why any priest and prophet of the ISUPK is here. To show you so that you can be like Paul and be like, damn. Yeah, man, I was lusting. Damn. I gotta stop that. We just here to point it out. If after I point it out, you be like, okay, so what? All right, for sure. Ain't no sweat. I just had to show you, brother. So that when judgment come and you be, Lord, I ain't even know that was he gonna put he. I don't know if it's gonna be film or what. He snap his finger and show. Yeah, hey man. Yeah, you remember when Lamawai came over there and he told you? Yeah, not what you mean you ain't know? Yeah, he told you. Yeah, and you gonna look funny and then you gonna be punished. All right, let's move on. Verse 8, and I'm in Romans chapter 7, verse 8. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. Hey, Hadazan, can you get that word concupiscence for me? If you need me to spell it, I'll spell it for you. Just let me know when you're ready. Let me finish this. For without the law, sin was dead. Meaning, if we didn't have a law, right, everything would just be open. You could do whatever you want to do. The law would be dead. But we have the law. But there's a devil on this earth that has convinced you don't have to keep it. So what? You trying to make the law dead. Men and women in ISUPK, we ain't gonna let you get away with that. No, we ain't gonna do it. Not in here. You ready? Or was you? Or was you? Oh, okay, it's like you have it, or you need me to spell it.
I believe I have it. It's CONCUPISCEN.
Yeah, that's it.
Kamikaze. It's the dictionary definition of concupiscence: strong sexual desire or lust.
Strong sexual desire or lust. That's concupiscence. Look, I'm not speaking for every so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian, but I will say that I've been around this world a few times because I was in the military. And every brother I done ran into, yeah, we can't stop talking about women. Looking at women, we like them small, tall, short, heavy, light, good toes, bad toes, you know what I'm saying? Big lips, little lips, nice hair, bad hair. We don't care. We'll put the package together. We'll work with all of it. And ain't nothing wrong with liking women. If you're a man, you should like a woman. I'm gonna question you if you don't. Now Christ didn't have a wife. So he just chose not to have one. You know what I'm saying? But most of your Judite brothers, hey man, but you just can't lust. Like you sitting there just up and down eyeing and man, you just deep in your thoughts. You can't do that. It's concupiscence. All right. Let's go. Verse 9. For I was alive without the law once. How can you be alive without the law once? Hatazan? How can you be alive without the law once? If the law gives you life, because that's the breath of life. For most of you people that don't know, that's the breath of life that was given to Adam, was the law. How could you, it says, for I was alive without the law once. How? How could that be?
If I'm wrong, but is he referring to living his life in sin? Living a life in sin?
He said, I was alive without the law once. But the law is what gives you life.
So I found laws.
He was ignorant of the law at one point. Like as a child or something like that, if nobody taught you the law, nobody told you. Because like that's what this whole thing is talking about right now. He said, I didn't even know lust until somebody told me about you can't covet. So that's the men and women like we trying to reach. At one point, they alive without, because they don't know. It's better to be ignorant of the law than to know the law and break the law, right? So you're alive when you didn't know, but now somebody told you. So now you ain't got no excuse. Now you dead because you ain't obeying. All right. But when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. See what I'm saying? So that's what that means right there. But when the commandment came, meaning somebody told him, then sin revived and I died. He died because he kept on doing what he was doing. Verse 10, and the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. Why? Because, like I said, the law is what makes you alive. But with him at the time, with Paul at the time, he found it under death. Why? Because he wasn't keeping it. The law can make you or break you. It can make you or break you with the Lord. It can make you if you keep the law. It can break you if you don't. All right, let's keep on moving. Verse 11. For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. Deceived him because he thought he was doing the right thing. Then he found out, dang, I'm wrong. And now it slew him. Right? Verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. So all my Christians out there, why is Paul talking about the law in such reverence if we ain't got to keep it? Why is he going through all of this, breaking this down in chapter 7 if we ain't got to keep the law? Y'all say he's the one that goes to the Gentiles, when the law says we don't deal with the Gentiles as far as non-Israelites. So the Gentiles must be Israelites. There's Gentiles that are non-Israelites and there are Gentiles that are Israelites. Because Gentiles is not a nation of people. Gentiles is just a frame of mind, right? Meaning you ain't thinking about the law, you ain't thinking about the Lord, you ain't thinking about your people, none of that. You in a Gentile state of mind. All right, let's keep on moving. Verse 13. Was then that which is good made death unto me? God forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceedingly sinful. Meaning, because the law is good, it was showing all the stuff he was doing wrong, right? And when it says that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful, because once you know it's a sin, some of us just press the gas. We keep going. And we like, man, I'm here now. Might as well just do my thing now. It can get out of hand. All right. Verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold unto sin. He sold to death because he's given in to the carnal, into the flesh, into this world and everything that the world has to offer, right? So he's sold into this thing. You know what I mean? All right. All right. Verse 15. Verse 15 is a tricky one. All right. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. So this is a tricky one. For that which I do, I allow not. Right? So, meaning I gotta fight this thing, man. The thing that I would do, I can't allow it. I can't do it. That's what us, once you like come into this truth, thing that you would do, you can't allow it. All right. For what I would do, that do I not. So what I normally would do, I don't do it no more. Where somebody said something crazy to me, I would have came upside your head. I ain't gonna do that no more. I love my brothers. My eyes not evil towards my brother, right? Where I would pull out that as they call it a stick now, I don't do that. because I love my brothers, right? Even when they don't love themselves. But what I hate, that do I. So all the things that I used to love to do, I love to sell the drugs. I love to be from woman to woman. I don't want to stop them things. I hate not to be out there and doing those things. Those things felt good. My flesh loved it, right? Your flesh loved it. But that's what he's saying. He's saying now that which I hate, I do. So me being a so-called square, I hated that. But now I do. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even gotta be a square to be in the truth. Like, I don't know where y'all get that from. It's just you don't like if doing drugs means if doing drugs means that you are not a square, nigga, are you crazy? Like I laugh and stuff like that. Like nigga, cause I don't smoke weed no more. I'm a square, nigga. What? Like that's wild. When the only difference between somebody that's a square and not a square is swag. You know what I'm saying? When you can flow. You know, if you know, you know. If you don't, I can't help you with that. You know what I'm saying? You still a brother and sister in my book, no matter how you act. You know what I'm saying? As long as you keeping them law, statutes, and commandments, you can act however you want. At the end of the day, just keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, where we at? All right. Verse 16, if then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. He said, if I do that which I would not. So the things I don't normally do, I consent unto the law that is good. Right? He's like, I'm giving in, man. Verse 17, now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Verse 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present within me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. Meaning he just like all of us, he's fighting his flesh. We want to do good by the Lord, but you went to the club and hey, she was cold. Did you see how she was on your boy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you resist that. I couldn't resist that. Like, man, hey, let's get up out of here. Like, that's what you warn with. You warn with your flesh. And a lot of us will allow our flesh to win. You know what I'm saying? You out your boy like, hey man, I got that gas. I got that gas. And you used to be a weed smoker, you know. This one time ain't going. This is like what Paul is saying. Like, man, I'm fighting here, man. I'm fighting. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to lay down. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go. Verse 19. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. He's telling how he would give in. How a lot of us, like I say, you be around. That's why you can't really kick it around your partners that you normally kicked it around. Because if you kick it around them and you in this truth, at some point, they are going to influence you to go back to doing what you were doing. It's almost inevitable. Unless you are just that strong. But why put yourself in that situation? Because you gonna have to, you're gonna be in a fight. You fighting for your very life, your very existence. All right. Verse 20. Now, if I do that, I would not. It is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Meaning he's giving in to sin. He's just giving into it. If he don't fight, he's just giving into it. What is he giving into? He's giving into his flesh. Because the Lord did a thing when he made our bodies. We feel and we have emotions and all of this stuff. And it feels so great to do certain things. People find pleasure in many different ways with this body that we have. And we give into it. We get bored with one thing and we need more intensity. So it gets out of control, like I was showing you in the other verse where it said that it'll get greater. What was that? I don't know which verse it was. We just right here in verse 13 where it says, sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. Meaning you might have started something out small, like you smoking weed. Next thing you know, you snorting coke. You went from snorting coke to now you smoking crack. Like, what's so wild to me is, like, I came up in the 90s, or late 80s, early 90s. Crack fiends were people on the street that robbed you, knocked you over side the head. You know, they were crackheads. Crackheads today hold down corporate jobs. Like, I ain't never think I would see nothing like, man, that is wild. That's wild to me. You hold down a corporate job. You go into your car and smoking a rock and then going back to work. I'm like, what planet am I living on right now? That crackheads are in the office. Man, that's wild to me. Maybe I'm just starting to get old, man. I've never heard of a functional crackhead. Never heard of that. A functional crackhead. I done heard of a functional drinker, a functional alcoholic. I didn't even heard of a functional weed head. I ain't never for a functional crack addict is wild to me. All right, let me keep going. Let me not get sidetracked. Verse 21, I find in a law that when I would do good, evil is present within me. So even when he thought he was doing good, the law showed him where the evil was. That's how we find it. That's how anybody that's gonna live by God, that's how you find it. You gotta learn the law, and then you'll find out, oh shoot, man, evil's right here. Must be having church next door. But that's how you find it. You find the evil by the law. Right? All right. Verse 22, for I delight in the law of God after the inward man. First of all, I want you to look at something. He says, for I delight in the law of God. Christians love to say Christ gave a new law. No, he just amplified what was already there. I'm just going to, but Paul is saying right here, he delights in the law of God. He ain't saying in the law of Moses. He ain't saying in the law of Christ. He said the law of God, which lets you know the law stands. There's no Old Testament, New Testament. It's all the Testament, right? Verse 23, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. He's just fighting his body. The things he wants to do versus what he should do according to the laws of God. Every time he think he cool, he finds another law that shows him, nah, you ain't cool, buddy. You still breaking the law over here. That's when you coming out of the world and you coming into UPK. That's when you've been ignorant to the law, and now you're starting to find out, and now you're examining yourself. You're examining yourself according to what God says versus what you've been doing, and you finding out, man, I am one wicked person according to God. All right, this keep going. Verse 24. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Verse 25, I thank God through Jesus Christ, Mashiach Yahushua in the Hebrew, our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. So what he's saying, I serve the laws of God because it's in my mind, and the law of sin is with the flesh. He's showing you he knows the difference. And we should know the difference, right? You should know when you serving your flesh, and you should know when you serving God. And you should then choose to serve God and not your flesh. He's basically making it black and white for you. Plain and simple. He says, I myself serve the law of God. And then there's a semicolon right there. But with the flesh, the law of sin. So he's letting you know the difference. All right. What we have here? All right. All right, we're going to let's move on to chapter 8. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So he's telling you, you're not condemned if you walk after the Spirit. He's saying you can't walk. He says, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. That Spirit is the law, statutes, and commandments. That Spirit is the mind of the Most High God. And that's how you become one with Yahweh and his Father and sit on the throne, right? Verse 2. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus, Mashiach Yahweh, I'm just going to say it like that, hath made me free from the law of sin and death. You want to be free of sin and death? Live by the spirit of the law. Like John showed you how he came to understand and know the law and know that he was wrong and everything. Now he's going through what it does for you, right? And this is what the priests and prophets of the Lord here in the ISUPK, when you come in here, when you watch these classes, when you understand this word and how to read this Bible the right way, and you get understanding, with all your get understanding, right? You will then know how to contrast your life with what you've been doing versus what the Lord wants you to do. And you'll start to see every wicked thing that you've been doing. But the key thing is, can you really grasp the reality of it? That's going to be the key thing between you sticking with it and you playing with the Lord. Can you grasp it? Can you really put it in terms of Christ really died so that I could live? Can you really put it in the terms that one day Christ is just going to return and start unaliving people on such a mass scale and in a short period of time? And that it could happen at any second, at any moment. Can you put that in reality and believe it so much that you would be scared to break the law because of what the Most High God could do to you, right? Not because you're scared of the Most High God, but what he could do to you because of your disobedience, all right? Verse 3, and I'm in the book of Romans chapter 8. This is verse 3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh. So for all those Christ is God believers, this right here, Romans chapter 8, verse 3, speaks against you. Says God sending his son, his own son, in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. How did he condemn sin in the flesh? Because Christ kept the law, statutes, and commandments to the T, even though he was tempted to break the law. But he showed us how to live by the spirit of the law. So he showed us it could be done, so that now you don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse to say, well, we're just human. Christ is like, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm one of you. Yeah, we're the same. And I didn't sin, so why are you doing it? All right. Verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be filled in us. That's what I'm saying. Christ came so that he could show us that it can be done, so that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us through this grace we were given, right? Who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. Verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, meaning you pay attention to what you're doing every day. You're not giving in to none of this stuff. You're paying attention to what's going on. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So if you living by the spirit of the law, you ain't thinking about none of that. You ain't like, your mind is on something totally different. You every day, your mind, like the scriptures say that your mind should be continually on the scriptures. And that's the spirit. Like you thinking of the Lord in your every step, right? Those that are in the flesh are thinking about the flesh all the time. They waking up, where the 304s at? They going to work. Hey man, you see old girl? Yeah, the one that work on the third floor. You continually thinking about the flesh. Hey man, they got a new pork chop sandwich down there at the diner. Thinking about the flesh. I think I'm gonna go get me a bar of fade after work. These are the things that you think about when your mind is on the flesh. Verse 6. For to be carefully minded is death, or salaki. For to be carnally minded is death. So you want to die, worry about all these worldly things. I'm give it to you plain words. You want to die, you keep thinking about these things that are vain, that have nothing to do with anything, that produce nothing, will not get you eternal life, won't it ain't gonna help nobody or nothing. All these things are vain. That's basically what the law keeps you away from, all these vain things that produce absolutely nothing. Like if we want to get just down to the nitty gritty of this thing, if you look at the law, everything that the law says not to do, it's all vain stuff that it has nothing to do with nothing. It gets you no closer to the kingdom. It doesn't win you any points with the Lord. It doesn't even hardly win you anything with man. It does win you points with other men that's doing the same stupid things you doing. Who cares if you got a really nice car? Who cares if you have a really nice job and making a lot of money? Who cares? Only the people that doing the same things cares about that. And the poor that lust after it or covet after it, right? Not understanding that the poor are richer than, and this ain't my words. This is I would get it for you, but I'm gonna get it for you in another class. But you don't even, like, the poor don't even understand that they are richer than the rich of this world. For another class, I hit it on another class. But they don't even understand that. If you know, you know. All right. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Like that word peace makes me pause, man. Like this world don't give you peace at all. Even when you think you have peace, you don't have peace in this world. Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. So you against God when you give into your flesh. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. Well, that you're carnally minded, man. You say you can't even. He said you're not even subject to the law of God. That's Christians. That's Christian because they say that they're not. They say it out of their mouth. You ain't gotta obey the law. They're carnally minded. And everything that they've been doing is falling down right in the view of everybody in the world. All these pastors going down, you know what I'm saying? To be called a power bottom is yikes, man. That is wild, man. Let's see here. Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. You can't please God if you lusting, if you trying to, do whatever your mind tells you to do. You know what I mean? And you don't even know if it's right by the Lord. So you just following your mind to and fro, doing anything and everything you can. You might as well have went to a Diddy party. You can't do whatever you want to do and then frown up at somebody like Diddy or R. Kelly or something or who else or Epstein or whatever. You can't be out here doing whatever you want to do against God and then frown up because you are the same. You're the same. You are Diddy. You are R. Kelly. You are them. You're the same. You're just not doing it on the scale that they doing it on. Yours is more low key. But you the same. All right? Let's keep on going. But ye are, verse 9, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. So you can't even say you got the Spirit of God. You gotta have Christ. You can't take Christ out of the equation. It's a three-part equation. Is you, Christ, Most High God. The head of every man is Christ. The head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is the Most High God. It's an order to this thing, and you gotta follow the order. You can't skip the order. All right. So with that being said, where am I at here? I'm gonna go a few more verses, and then I'm gonna wrap this thing up. All right. Verse 10. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, because you following Christ, you doing what Christ did. He fought against that temptation. So what? Guess what? When you are in the spirit of the Lord, then that sin is dead in you. You're dead to sin, right? But the spirit is life because of righteousness. Verse 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. You want the spirit of God? Keep these law, statutes, and commandments. If you want to know God, keep these law, statutes, and commandments. I don't want to hear nothing about I got a relationship. I got a relationship with God. And I say it that way because that's how y'all sound when y'all say these crazy things. I got a relationship with God. You ain't got like you make that sound so homosexual. I got a relationship with God. What man what man never referred to another masculine man or whatever? Eh, Like that would sound so funny, man. If you tell your homeboy, man, we got a good relationship. Y'all, some people are wild, man. Anyway, verse 12. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. Wait, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. Verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. You gotta kill those. You gotta kill those thoughts. That's why when you come in to the school and you're born again, you killing those thoughts. You killing that old man or that old woman. You're not the same person. You're born again. You're born new, right? And that's shedding that sin off of you. All right. For if you live let me see, verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So if you allow that law, statutes, and commandments to guide you, you are sons and daughters of God. You are the children of God, just like Christ is the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? He's Christ only begotten because he was the first created. Like, well, Christians love to complicate this thing, and it's not complicated, man. Verse 15, for ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father, right? Because everything we do, especially when you have a carnal mind, everything you do is out of fear, man. Everything you do, like even think about you get into it with a brother and y'all come to fisticuffs. You came to fisticuffs not because, well, one, you fear you was being disrespected. You fear how others see that you were being disrespected. So now you gonna make him respect you. He's fighting you off of fear, really, that he might even believe that you're a better man deep down. You don't know. But it's what I'm trying to get across is that it's all fear. It's all fear, and Most High is not a fear. See what I'm saying? You can't have an evil eye. It's got to be just to use anger and all of that. And fear is just another emotion. Anger is another emotion. There's a time to love and there's a time to hate, right? So there's a time to use these things and there's a time not to. You gotta measure yourself. How you measure yourself is right here in this book. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna end this class. I'm Priest and Officer Lamawat of the ISUPK. This is ISUPK Dallas. This was the Wednesday law class. I appreciate all of y'all that came into the class and listened. I hope that I was able to edify you. I hope that I was able to give you information that you can use to get closer or to help you live your everyday life. To be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, as Christ said. So with that being said, like I said, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and we all under Commanding General Yana. Shalom Shabbat to the brothers, Shalom Shemar Thabah Shem Yavashah to the sisters. Just Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, you mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me.
I called on the Lord. I said, that Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under Yahushua they ought to love one another, and they doing it.